Welcome back to Jersey Matters. A recent sweep by the Obama administration of families that are here illegally has caused some fear among immigrants living in New Jersey. Covering that story for the Asbury Park Press and APP.com is Karen Yee. You've actually gone out and spoken to some of these families?
Yes, in Freehold Borough and in New Brunswick, there's a lot of fear in these communities. Parents are scared to send their kids to school, worried that immigration agents might be there waiting for them. They're scared to go to work. They're scared to do basic things like go get groceries, go to the bank. So there is a fear pulsating around the community about who's next, which family is next, could it be me?
Is there more fear than normal? I mean, if they're not here legally, you would think there would be a continual fear that they could be deported. Is this just because of the news reports?
Yeah, I mean, I think there is more fear than normal because a lot of these communities, especially in Freehold Borough, have been here for years. They've been here for 15, 20 years. They've raised families here. They consider themselves part of the community, and now suddenly that's at risk. So we are seeing a huge increase in people worried about doing their day-to-day activities. And the problem is the deportations were announced earlier this year that it was going to be targeted at those who had just arrived in the country that had exhausted their asylum claims. But then people were reporting of ICE agents questioning them in supermarkets, ICE agents closing down streets, ICE agents breaking into a home, allegedly breaking into a home in Freehold and New Brunswick. So that just upped everyone's anxiety even more.
Is that all they're afraid of? I mean, because you have a Supreme Court ruling that is going to be coming that has to do with immigration, and you also have a presidential election where some of the rhetoric you would think would scare them as well. So it can't just be the most recent sweep of deportations. Their continuing existence here is in some jeopardy.
Right, I think it's all been building up slowly. You know, we've seen a lot of comments from politicians that haven't been so supportive, right, of letting this community live in peace and live here. And they've really gone after trying to crack down, right, building up border enforcement, going after criminals. Department of Homeland Security announced that their priority was going to be to deport those with criminal histories, those with gang associations, those with possible terrorist ties. And so I think the political rhetoric plus the announcement by Department of Homeland Security, plus we've seen some examples of increased actions, that's all added to this sense of fear that these communities have. You
know, you have a lot of people listening now that are saying, good, they should be afraid. They should be afraid because they're not here legally and they're taking jobs. You know the argument, taking jobs against other Americans, and they should be sent back or they should be going back. Describe who these people are.
So a lot of the undocumented immigrants, you mean?
Yes.
So a lot of, it depends on where you are. You know, in Freehold Borough, there's a huge Mexican population there. There's a lot of Peruvians there as well. A lot of these people, you know, they have jobs. They have children that are actually born in the U.S., so they're citizens. They go to public schools. A lot of the people work as day laborers. They work cleaning homes. They have all sorts of different jobs. Some of them, you know, have businesses. Some of them have, you know, they work in places that people wouldn't expect, but a lot of them, their families mostly here. Same thing with New Brunswick. You know, the incident in New Brunswick, it was a family there that there were grandparents, aunts and uncles, you know, nephews and nieces, sons. I mean, it was a family of, I think, 10 people.
So they've been here a long time. They have roots in the community. They've been contributing to the community. It's not, the reason I asked you that question based on some of the feelings about immigrants, because I wanted the people to get a feeling of who these people are that they're saying have to go back home. And there is that feeling that they have to go back home. When you talk to them, do they realize that that's out there?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them are aware of that. You know, even within our own readers, I got a lot of comments saying, good, this should happen. You know, it's about time that somebody takes some action and somebody sends these people who are not here legally home. You know, I think there has been a lot of support for that. But what the immigrant advocates are saying, is this the right way, right? Is it the right way to send these people home by, you know, breaking into their homes, scaring them in early hours of the night in front of their children, brandishing weapons in some cases? Like, is this the right way to enforce immigration?
Are they taking jobs that, this is the argument you hear all the time, are these jobs that other people would like? Are these jobs that, are they taking jobs from Americans is what you always hear?
Right, and you know, I don't know if Americans would want these jobs, but they are doing jobs that most people, I think, wouldn't necessarily, that wouldn't be their first pick, you know. For the day laborers, they wait in the street really early in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. They do paint jobs, construction work, you know, it's daily work. They get they get sent off to different parts of the state and they get dropped back off.
Yeah, no benefits, no health care,
Right.
nothing that comes along with
And
a
it's not
full-time
steady,
job.
right? Because one day you may have a job, the next day you may not, right? And you have to wait out there in all sorts of weather, all sorts of condition. For the women, a lot of them do housework. They clean offices, they clean other homes, and they get paid mostly in cash.
Any idea if they're paying taxes?
I'm not sure.
I'd be interested. Thank you very much. Karen Yee, reporter for the Asbury Park Press and APP.com. And you're going to continue these stories on immigrants, illegal immigrants? Yeah, please come back. Love to talk to you about it. When we come back, there is a battleship in New Jersey. As a matter of fact, it's called the Battleship New Jersey, and you can go inside if you choose to visit. We'll talk more about that when we come right back.